welcome to day 3 of the 5K Clients Accelerator training. If you are free to join me, do hop on, say hello. Let me know if you've actually caught up on the last 2 days training. You don't even know what I'm talking about. You didn't even know that I was running a 3-day training workshop kind of thing. As you are hopping on, say hello. Let me know if you are here to join me live. Hey Jamie, you're here. Or hashtag replay if you are catching the replay. I bounce so much off other people's energy as well. So I love having people here with me live. So thank you for being here, Jamie. I appreciate you so much. I know you missed yesterday. Did you get a chance? I don't know if you got a chance to go back. Hey, Jocelyn, thank you for being here. So lovely to see your gorgeous face too. Marie, you're here too. Yay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. As you can see, I'm so easily pleased, right? I'm so easily pleased. It doesn't take much. What were your biggest aha moments from the last couple of days? Let me know. Is there something that you took away that you feel, yeah, I'm not doing that, I need to do that better, or I need to change that, I need to implement that? What are you thinking, ladies? I would love to know. And if you have any questions as well from the last couple of days, this is your chance. Ask me, right? Ask me absolutely anything, because I'm here to serve, and I want to make sure that it's not just, 3 hours of wasted time on your part, and you actually have things that you can implement and make a difference, and it all makes sense, right? Let me know all the things. Just to recap, on day 1, we covered the true value of your offer and why you are worth way more than what you're actually charging now. And as we discussed, what happens is when we help clients, it isn't just about the immediate impact that it might have, right? It's not just about the 3 months, 6 months, 12 months that we are working with them. It is about the lifetime impact, for the period that they continue in their career, or that, in their business and all the things. So that's what we talked about on day 1. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're in the money kind of wealth space, or whether you are helping clients with health or relationships, or, whether it's tangible or intangible, the results that you get. There are results, there are outcomes, there are impacts that are ongoing, right? Ongoing benefits that our clients see. And the more we understand that, and I have a whole module on this in my trainings, but the more we understand that, the more we can incorporate this into our content and our copy and our conversations, and really help our clients to see, our prospects to see the value in the work and not just the investment, right? And they don't just see it as a cost. Yeah. So that's a really, really important exercise. Because another way is, if you actually ask, if you've got clients right now, and if you actually ask them, or prospects, what is it costing you not getting this issue resolved? They'll tell you. They know. They may not have thought about it as a cost, but they know there's a cost, right? It's a cost. Like, relationship problems have a huge cost, right? And it may not be a financial thing, but it is the impact that it has on their health and their happiness and their well-being and their family and their work and their business and their friends. And, it impacts everyone. It impacts everyone. So anyway, I think I have gone on about that enough. So on day 2, which was yesterday, we looked at how to stand out, right? And how to attract high-ticket clients, because let's face it, social media, it's a really noisy marketplace, and there's a lot of competition. And when we're in the coaching space, we feel like it's saturated because everyone around us are coaches too. But the truth is, there are 8 billion people on this planet, and 2 billion of them are on Facebook. You know, there is plenty of business for us all, but we still need to stand out. We still need to differentiate ourselves from all the other coaches who might be offering a very similar thing. Yeah. And so we need to understand what our competitors, what the trailblazers are doing, not so that we go and compare ourselves to them, but so we can then really identify, well, what makes us different, right? Because vanilla and blending is not the key. It's not the answer. And, you know, and I talked about this a lot yesterday, and I put it on my stories yesterday too, that it's, you know, we don't want to be judged, but if we're not being judged, then we're not being noticed. It's as simple as that, right? We're getting overlooked. At least when we're being judged, right, people are paying attention. So let's go out there with a goal of being judged. Let's get opinionated. And some people are not going to love our opinions, and that's okay. It's completely okay, because we don't have to work with everyone, right? And so that is what I kind of talked about yesterday. And then, you know, our copy as well, sort of really looking at our copy and how we're writing our copy, demonstrating that we really, truly understand and we are in the heads, in the subconscious of our prospects and clients, right? And not just say, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're going through and I can help you, but actually demonstrate that, right? And often a really, really good way to do that is about talking about your perspective and your situation, and, you know, from an I and a me and a we perspective, rather than from a you and a you and a you perspective, which is old school marketing. It's very kind of business marketing, whereas as coaches, we're kind of personal brands, and we need to sort of shift that perspective, because people will resonate with that so much more. What else did I cover yesterday? That was kind of pretty much it, because that's essentially been how I've been able to, you know, that's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do, and that's what I teach as well, and that's how I attract high ticket clients. Of course, we need to get in front of the right people in the first instance, right? So today we are looking at creating and selling these incredible high ticket offers, right? So before I get into that, let me quickly go back and say hello to everyone. Hey Shannon, hey BioBest, oh my gosh, my favorite people, you're all here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, having a strong opinion really matters, right? This is how we really sort of stand out. Jamie, yes, I'm still waiting for that pizza and red wine diet. I'm hanging, you know, I'm waiting. Someone's going to come up with it, and I'm going to be the first to jump on board that particular diet. So, question about testimonials from Geneva. My topic is sensitive. Would it look fake to not include their names, especially when we are talking about the pain? Look, yeah, that's a really good point. What I do, okay, when I'm not using people's names, because either a client would prefer I didn't, you know, or I don't have exclusive permission perhaps, then what I do is I capture the messenger or the you know, whatever it is that they've sent to me, and leave out their name. So at least then it's a screenshot, right? And at least it looks real, rather than us just putting something in inverted commas. So that's how I get around it. But if I've got someone's permission, obviously then I will use their name. I might tag them. Video testimonials are, you know, again, next level. They're even better. But I get it, right? In some niches, it's very sensitive and difficult to talk about and to include names. So that's personally what I would do. Don't copy others, instead analyze your competitors and do differently. Be you, be authentic. We all have different stories. 100%, right? And And we are doing things differently. It is sometimes just, we haven't really sat down and thought about it. It could be that most people are offering courses and you're offering one-on-one, or anything that differentiates you from your competition is a good thing to really highlight, right? And let's just say, just for complete simplicity's case, you don't have an offer, you don't have a signature solution, you don't have like a leveraged program, and you're only offering one-on-one. That is what you will go on and on and on about being the best thing and saying, I'm not here for the cookie cutter solutions. I'm not here for the one size fits all. I'm not here to get people to follow a step-by-step ABC process. I'm here to support you one-on-one, meet you where you are at today and move you forward. I'm not going to come in here assuming I know how to move you forward, but I'm not going to come here assuming you're on step 1 and you need to go to step 2. And this is how we get quantum leaps for our clients, right? And this is how I'm going to help you. So you can totally get opinionated about something as simple as one-on-one coaching compared to group coaching, compared to masterminds, compared to other things, right? I go on and on sometimes. I haven't done it recently, but I have done in the past, and I bring it up often, is nobody needs a website. So many people waste so much time on websites, right? And it's not necessary. It's outdated way of doing business. And I've had beautiful website designers reach out to me and say, but that's my livelihood, that's my business, that's what I do. And I'm like, you need to get really opinionated about the fact that everybody needs a website, right? Don't worry about what I say. Not for the sake of polarizing or being different. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying it because I don't believe you need a website. Because I wasted a whole lot of money and time on a website, which was not necessary for my business. It did not help my business at all, right? So I get opinionated about it. Hope you're picking up what I'm putting down and it's all making sense, having a strong opinion. Let me ask you a question before I go into this session today. Do you believe that selling high ticket is better for your clients? We tend to believe high ticket is better for us, right? Because it's more money, we can give more. But is it better for our clients compared to low ticket? Would you yourself prefer to buy lower ticket? Let me know. And tell me in the comments, what is the price point of your offer if you're willing to share that now? You don't have to, but that'll be good to understand, right? And then we can link it back to the type of work that you do. Let me ask you another question. How much extra value can you offer if you were to double your price right now? How much more could you give your clients? How much more of your time, of your resources? Can you bring in more support? Perhaps bring in another expert. Maybe you bring in an accountability coach. Maybe you add in additional resources for your clients. Maybe you include Voxer or Messenger access. Something that you're not doing right now, right? Maybe you offer some sort of 24/7 hotline. Maybe it's an additional subscription to something that is really, really helpful for most of your clients. How much more can you offer your clients if you were to actually double your price? If you were not overgiving yourself, right, and hustling and feeling burnt out, because that's the reality, right? That's the reality of us undercharging and overgiving. eventual reality, yeah, whether you're there now or not. If you want to continue to grow your business, that's the eventual reality. So how much better is it for your clients if you weren't burnt out and you had so much more to give, so much more energy to give, because you were being appropriately compensated and you had also had a lot of support around you? A really important thing about high ticket is that high ticket does not necessarily mean a lot of information, right? With high ticket, we need to make things easier for our clients, not necessarily give them more information, more modules of training, more things to wade through, right? So this is why I kind of talk a lot about less is more. I talk about less is more from many perspectives. I talk less is more from a content perspective as well, marketing perspective. Give less, but what you're giving, make it really valuable, rather than sharing content all the time. Like 3 to 4 pieces of content, valuable content a week, is better than 7 to 10 average pieces of content. Yeah. High ticket does not mean death by information. When it comes to how premium buyers invest, they want the biggest return on their investment for the least amount of effort. And I've covered this in other trainings too, right? So I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but that's the reality. Yeah. So on day one, I mentioned about Tony Robbins charging $100,000 for just 1 hour of one-to-one coaching, right? And by the way, the reason he charges that much is because this is not what he wants to do. He does not want to do one-on-one coaching. He wants to reach the masses, right? He wants to impact millions. He wants to run, seminars with 5,000 people in the room. He doesn't want to spend one-on-one time. Hence why he makes his working with him one-on-one so high. Yeah. So, but if I had a $100,000 offer and I knew that Tony could help me with the mindset to help me to be able to sell that $100,000 offer, say I wanted to sell my time for $100,000 an hour, right? Then he'd be the person to work with. Yeah, because he's doing it. He's achieving it. And he's got the mindset, and he's going to be able to help you to get the mind to shift your beliefs. Yeah. I don't want to go, so I would choose that over wading through 15 modules of information to get there. Wouldn't you? Like, I tend to invest high ticket because I want to work with coaches who own their worth, right? And they've got the mindset nailed, because I'm still getting there myself. Yeah. And the other thing that I know to be true is people who invest more, and I talk about this all the time as well, are more invested. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this today, but would you listen? Who would you listen to more? Someone you paid $50 to for advice, or someone you paid $5,000 to for advice, or someone you paid $50,000 to for advice? Who would you listen to? I think I know the answer, but I'll ask you anyway. Let me catch up. Less is more. Yeah, like 24-hour hotline. Look, the thing is, Geneva, it may not be feasible for us to offer that right now, because we are also trying to manage our lifestyle and our workload and all the things. But once our pricing If our pricing allows it, then we hire someone. We hire 3 people to cover the 24 hours. Yeah. That's the thing. The high price is not just about putting more money into our bank accounts, but it's like, well, how can we really deliver an incredible service, like a first class, high touch point service? That's what I'm about. Yeah. I'm not about just putting a high price on something that's just not worth it. And again, I talk about this a lot, right? Because this is what's going to differentiate us as well. This is what's going to differentiate us. Because not everybody is doing this. There are so many low ticket offers, like so many. That low ticket market is where the saturation is. Because like, come on, there are so many, $10, $100, $500 offers out there. And there are less and less and less the higher and higher and higher and higher you go. Don't get me wrong, like where I operate around that kind of $8,000 to $30,000 mark also is quite saturated. But so I have to be really clever and think about, well, how am I going to be different from the other people who are offering at that similar price point? Yeah. Also, the other thing that we need to understand about investing is generally it's really hard to sell if we haven't actually invested at that price point ourselves, at that price point or higher ourselves, right? I don't think that's an issue for anyone on this call today, but that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. So the people who are investing in low ticket but wanting to sell high ticket struggle because they're just not an energetic match, because they've never done it themselves. They haven't backed themselves to make that investment on themselves, and they cannot possibly show up with the same confidence, conviction, and energy to sell high ticket as someone who's invested high ticket in themselves, right? So true mindset, Tony Robbins, proximity with experts. Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah, and Geneva, they show up and do the work. Exactly. I mean, the lower the investment, the less they have to lose, right? The less skin they have in the game, and it's like, oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I got busy. Let me tell you, when you invest $50,000 like I've just done in July, you're showing up for it. You are showing up for it because, I'm not so wealthy that I don't notice $50,000 coming out of my account, right? That's not true. Yeah. So tell me in the comments, why do you think your offers sell or don't sell right now? Do you know why it is they sell or don't sell? Let me give you a clue. It has nothing to do with price. 90% of people use "I can't afford it" as an excuse when, number one, they don't think the offer is right for them, or number two, they don't trust the coach they're speaking to get them the results. And it doesn't mean trust in a bad way, but it's like there's something missing. Yeah, there's something they're just not sure. They're just not there yet. Or number three, they don't trust themselves to get the result. They don't believe it. They don't believe it's possible. That's why like 90%. I think there's a genuine case of 10% who just don't have the money. But 90% of the time, if you are offering something someone really, 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 really wants, they will find a way. They'll find a way. Otherwise, they'll find excuses. And "I can't afford it" is the easiest excuse, right? So just focusing on the offer, which is something we can control, Yeah. I mean, we can control the mindset piece as well if we want to handle all the objections and talk them through those pieces. But the offer itself, we can control, right? So why do you think your offer may not be selling? Wrong clients, wrong message, trust and mindset issues, limiting beliefs, self-worth, or have been burnt in the past. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely hard to enroll others if you have not enrolled yourself in high ticket. Absolutely, Jamie. Yeah, look, yeah, this is where it is even more important, Jamie, and everyone listening, that we are different, right? Because the coaching industry not so long ago, people were still kind of picking their first coach, kind of, just thinking about getting a coach. Nowadays, it is rare, and it also depends on who you serve, right? Myself, I'm serving clients who are not quite at the consistent 10K mark, right? And above. And so I do work with brand new clients, but typically they've already worked with coaches. Yeah. And some of them have been burnt. Like, I've got on calls with clients who've said, I'm 20K down on coaches. Yeah. And it's real. It's real because, and so this is where it's really important that we're different, that we are offering something that these other coaches didn't offer. Yeah. And if someone is just blaming every other coach that they've ever worked with, then they're not my client. But if they're just sort of saying, I know what that coach does works because they have other successful clients, it just didn't work for me, then I'm like, okay, well, let's look at that. Let's look at what was missing. Okay, this is what I offer. This is what, and I'm really curious and interested. Never care about the person's name. I never want to know the previous coach's name, but I'm really interested in understanding who, what was missing for them, what worked for them. I'm equally interested in understanding what worked for them and what didn't work for them, right? Because, if they're in that blame game and nothing worked, and I've overlooked those gut instinct feelings that I've had on calls, and I've kind of gone, wow, this person has worked with lots of coaches, and and I've just sort of, I've regretted every time that I didn't follow my gut. Yeah. And so there are many people I speak to that I say, look, what I'm offering is quite similar. I'm not sure, I think you might be looking for something different. And, I'm always polite. I always offer them lots of different resources and different ways to get results, and maybe refer them to someone else. And, I'm happy to walk away. Right. So the four reasons why high ticket offers don't sell, like by your best, you touched on a couple of them, is they appear irrelevant. This is likely because you're not in front of the right people. So say, for example, every one of you here are already earning $100,000. My offer is going to be irrelevant for you, right? You're coaches, but you're not the people that I'm talking to, right? If you're already earning $100,000, then my offer is not going to be the right offer for you. I'm talking to those people who've made some sales, they haven't hit that consistent kind of income, and that kind of early-ish stage, maybe a couple of years into their business, and they're ready for that consistent 10K to 30K months. Like some people might be around the 5 to 10K months and they're ready for the 30K months. Some people might be around that, the occasional sale through to a couple of thousand to 5,000 and they're ready for consistent 10K months. That's who I'm talking to. Yeah. So number one reason why high ticket offers don't sell is because they appear irrelevant to the audience, right? Number two, the offer is unclear, vague, wishy-washy, no promise at all, right? There's no promise at all. I'll go into this in a little bit more detail. Number three, it's lacking a clear process. So your prospects don't actually understand how they'll get the results. And number four, the solution seems way too complicated or difficult. So they're like, not for me. Yeah. They are the four reasons that one of those reasons may be the reason why, if your offer's kind of not quite selling, that it may not be selling. Yeah. You're getting in front of the wrong people. It's very wishy-washy and vague what it is that you're doing. There's no clear process. People can't actually see how they can possibly achieve the result. And it just feels really complex and difficult, right? Think about this. When you are looking to invest, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? Would you buy something that didn't clearly articulate what outcome to expect? And this is the thing I see all the time, especially in that intangible life coaching, sort of space. Life coaching, spiritual coaching, healing space. Yeah. And it's really hard for people to make a buying decision when they don't actually know what they're going to get. For our offer to be magnetic, it has to be relevant. It has to offer a clear promise, right? We have to share the process so people really understand what's involved. And it has to seem easy, right? Straightforward. Doesn't mean there's no work, but it needs to feel like it's doable. That's the thing. It has to feel doable. So if you were to look at your own offers right now, what could you improve? Think about it. It's not the coach, it's their mindset. Yeah. Wrong audience. Usually it's support and connection. Yeah. So if you were to look at your own offers, ladies, what would you think? What do you feel of those four? What do you feel you could improve on more? I'm going to give you some more specifics and some examples right now. Oh my gosh, the time. Okay. Your unique process, right? Let's just assume you're in front of the right people. Let's assume that you know what it is that you're offering. Yeah. Your unique process is the signature solution, right? It's what differentiates you from your competitors. And this is something that I work with my clients a lot, right? It's a really core, important part of what we do, right? It's a step-by-step process. Yeah. And here's the thing, if you're not 100% clear on your offer, how can you expect your audience to buy it? Yeah. If you're crystal clear and sold on your offer, it will be the easiest thing for you to sell. So if you're struggling, then this is what we need to look at, right? What needs to be tweaked? I've been transparent all week, right? And I'm really mindful of time. So what I'm going to do now is use my own offer. This is like, I said I was going to be sharing about my offer by the end of this week, on day 3. So I'm going to talk to you about my offer, but also demonstrate how it fits the criteria that I've just talked about, right? So my offer is not going to be for everyone here, right? It's best suited for coaches and consultants who are already making some sales, but they haven't yet cracked that code on consistency and 10K months, or they're getting close to the 10K months and they really want to get to that 20, 30K months, right? So my promise is I will help you to create a simple, sustainable, and scalable business. I will show you how to hit consistent 10K to 30K months, depending on where you are now, right? It's not, I'm going to help you grow your business. It's really, that's my promise, right? And I'm helping my ideal clients, the people, what my offer is relevant for is for people who are at that sort of stage in their business. So my unique method involves focusing on just 3 core areas, right? Creating a high ticket offer so good it sells itself, accelerating your authority so you take prospects from cold to sold fast, and implementing a predictable organic client acquisition system, right? And that's what brings in the consistent income. So they're the 3 core areas. That's it. And finally, I show you how to do this and how to run your business in under 4 hours a day, right? So what I just shared is who my offer is for. I've made a clear promise: simple, sustainable, scalable business, hit 10K to 30K months. I've shared my method. There's 3 core areas that we focus on. That's it. Yeah. And I've implied that it's really easy because there's only 3 core things that we need to focus on. And also, I've said you can do this in under 4 hours a day. So tell me, gorgeous ladies, does your offer currently tick those 4 boxes? What are tangibles for a healer? That's a really good question. I would really need to speak to each person, each coach, Geneva, because this is the thing. It goes back to, we can help everyone do everything, right? Like most coaches can just through asking questions, a good coach can help most people do most things. Yeah. But this is where it's really important that we understand, well, what are they healing from? What are they trying to achieve? What is the healing getting in the way of them achieving? Yeah. And so that's when you can get more tangible and more specific. It might be so they can scale their business if they're in the business space. It might be so they can continue to climb the corporate ladder. It might be so they can be more present and in love with their partner, or be more available for their children, or whatever it is, right? Because the trauma or the pain that they need to heal from is stopping them from achieving something. And that's what, that's where I need to actually have the conversation with the person to try and find out a little bit more about that. Does it make sense? So think about what it is that you can improve. Ladies, this is my jam, right? This is what I love helping my clients to achieve. This is exactly what I focused on with Hayley, who went from charging by the hour to making $87,500 in 8 weeks. Then she had COVID, and then she went on to have her first $100,000 month, right? We didn't change a lot. We didn't look at a lot of things. We just got straight to what she needed. Yeah. Riley's business had plateaued, right? And she was spinning her wheels. These are her words. And, made a few simple tweaks and changes. And in her case, it was more about creating a predictable a predictable way of bringing in people and selling. Yeah. And she hit her first 30K month in 6 weeks, and then went on to have a 50K month later. Tanya was in that kind of healing energy, spiritual space, low ticket, right? We didn't massively change a lot of things. Worked around the mindset and her increased her pricing, fleshed out her offer, and she got her ROI in day 3 or day 5 and hit $30,000 in her, I think it was her first month, maybe second month of working with me. Danielle's a copywriting coach, right? She's such a talented woman, right? She actually is the copywriting coach on my program. But when I first met her, she was offering her services, and she was, offering her services for $500 and then discounting it, right? And just working on her money mindset alone, in 2 weeks, she increased her price and sold her first $4,000 offer. So she was offering done-for-you services, and so that's $4,000 reoccurring income every single month from one client. Then she went on to create a $10,000 offer as well and sold it. She was discounting $500 offers to like $150 and $200 beforehand. Rebecca, an incredible book publisher, was undercharging. She was one of those clients who was $20,000 down in coaching investments. Yeah, didn't blame anyone though. Didn't blame anyone. But I was kind of nervous, and I was thinking, I don't even know. I'm not sure. And she made $30,000 in her first round of working with me, and then she renewed and continued, and she went on to make another $30,000, right? Verity, Amazon coach, brand new to business. Most of these, if not all of these, are testimonials in this Facebook group, in the guides section. I was trying to think of the word, and I think they're pinned at the top as well. Amazon coach, she'd made a couple of sales, but they were sort of lower ticket. She wanted to move into the high ticket space, and she wanted like a consistent, more predictable way of bringing in income. So that's what we looked at, and she started launching, and her first launch brought in, I think, $9,000, and her second launch a month later brought in $14,000, right? And she was brand new to business. Just, maybe she had the business for about, I don't know, not long, few months. Zami, she was working full time when I first started working with her in banking, and we doubled her pricing, and she quit her 9-to-5 in about 6 weeks after working with me. Yeah, but she was an action taker too. So to do right now is to really for you to think about this, yeah? Think about this, think about it from the perspective of your offer, and think about it from the perspective of the results that you're getting for your clients as well. And think about, is this something that you need help with? Yeah? Because if what I've shared with you so far, and I haven't gone into all the details of how many calls you get and all the things, then if it resonates, then send me a DM or drop the word #support if you're catching a replay, or send me a DM, right? And I would love to just have a conversation with you, because like I've shared before, I'm not a hard salesperson. I'm just I just ask a few questions, and if it feels like a really good fit for you and for me, then we take it from there, right? I only have one call program. I keep my business incredibly simple, right? It's a mastermind. You have the option of working with me for 4 months or 12 months. The newer you are, the more important the 12 months becomes, right? So if you're already making sort of closer to the 10,000 and want to get to 30,000, I can totally easily do that in 4 months. But if you're like close to the zero and want to get to consistent, 10K and 30K months, because there's a lot of mindset stuff that comes into play, right? That slows us down at the beginning. So, but again, to overcome that, we've brought in one-to-one subconscious reprogramming calls. That's the newest addition since I last increased my price. This is what I do. I regularly increase my price, and then I think, okay, what can I improve? How can I make this better? Yeah. A quick conversation is necessary just to make sure that it's a good fit. And, like I said, I can help, and I have helped, and I do work with newer coaches. But the people that I can help get the results fastest for are the ones who've made, 1 or 2 sales, and they're just lacking that consistency. Yeah. And they really want to grow and build that consistent business. And that's where that kind of predictable marketing strategy comes into play, and taking like prospects from cold to sold really fast, and like really accelerating your authority online. That's all part of the strategy, on top of looking at the your actual offer itself. So the offer becomes a no-brainer. People will almost feel stupid to say no. That's the goal, right? That is the goal. When I work with my clients, I'd connect with you for, 90 minutes longer if necessary, initially, one-on-one, to map out your customized roadmap and strategy. Yeah. No 2 clients do the same thing. Like, everyone does business their way. We are creating something that you are going to love to show up and do every day. So this is not like a cookie cutter solution. Yeah. And then we have group coaching calls 3 times a week. We look at copywriting, we look at sales role plays, we listen to your calls, we do social media reviews, we do look at your content, we give you feedback. It is really high touch, yeah. And then ongoing, once a month, we have a one-on-one call, and you can choose whether you want a subconscious reprogramming, that mindset type call, or whether you want a more strategy focused call. In between, you get unlimited one-to-one support. And I mean that, right? You can ask any one of my clients. I have never said no to that. Yeah. whether it's through Messenger, through the Facebook group. If we need to hop on a quick Zoom call, we'll hop on a quick Zoom call as well. Yeah. I'm a business coach. It's in my best interest for my clients to succeed. There is no better marketing for my business than my clients' success, right? So my number one priority is client success. Yeah. And so I go above and beyond. I totally over deliver, right? But I charge appropriately, so I feel good about it. I'm not undercharging and over delivering, right? Although my clients do say to me, some of the more recent clients are like, oh, I thought you would charge so much more than that. And I don't. And in case you're wondering, the investment to work with me starts at around that 7K mark, and I put my price up regularly, right? Probably every 3 clients, I put my price up because I want to keep bringing in more value and adding more. We are completely overhauling the program right now behind the scenes because there is a training platform. It is a library of information. It is not a course. I am not selling a course, but I do have a reference library of trainings, of information, that we would connect, and I might refer you to 1 or 2 trainings here and there. If you choose to go through the library from A to Z, go for it, but you don't have to, right? I'm not selling death by information. We've all got, all of you, if you're at the stage that I want to work with you at, like not complete beginner, if you've never worked with a coach before, then you will likely need to go through a lot more of the trainings. But if you've worked with other coaches, you've got the foundations in place, you've got a bit of a business in place, you don't need more information. That's not what my clients pay me for, right? It's the transformation, it's the feedback, it's the conversations, it's the support, it's the personalized, where are you? What is stopping you? Okay, let's fix this. Let's go, move forward. Yeah. That's my offer. What else can I tell you? Do you think, the question is, right? So for most of my clients, they need to get, if they're working with me for about 4 months, they need to get 2 sales to cover the investment. If they're working with me for 12 months, they need to get about 4 sales, right? Because my 12 months is actually the best value because it's just double what it is to work with me for 4 months at the moment. Yeah, it's not triple, it's just double. So I like working with people for longer, yeah, and so that's the incentive. That's why I've done it that way. And also it's a lot more full transparency. There's a lot more work for me at the beginning of a new working relationship with a client. And no, I don't have steak knives. As if that wasn't enough, there are other bonuses, but you only find out about them after we talk, because I kind of go, I think you'll benefit from this, I'm going to throw that in, right? It might be a subscription, it might be technical support, it might be training a VA, it might be something else, yeah? That is my offer. I would love to support you if you feel like you would love to be supported. Drop #support below or send me a private DM and let's have a conversation. And the price to work with me now is the cheapest it will ever be, right? So if you feel called, reach out. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. Gorgeous ladies, as always, I am so grateful for you all for being here for the last 3 days. If you're here and you've caught Elizabeth, hey, loving the content, Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't even notice you suddenly popped in. So go back and watch the last couple of days in case you missed it, because if you put it all together, then, there's the mindset piece around your pricing. There's the more strategic stuff around standing out in a noisy social media and the content that you create to attract high ticket clients. And then today we talked about your offer and making it so irresistible that it sells itself, right? And what is more is that I offer a guarantee that I will continue to work with you till you get your return on investment. Because as long as, I don't say you have to show up for every single blah, 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 blah. I don't put that. As long as you're taking action and asking for help. Because I'm backing myself, right? I know what I'm doing. If you're taking action and asking for help, you will get your return on investment guaranteed. I know that. I know that. The only people, very few, like more than 50% of my clients get their return on investment within the first month or two. Yeah. 80% get it while working with me. The 20% that may take a little bit longer have bigger challenges that crop up. They either completely change their offer, right? They completely change their niche, or they get sick, or they don't show up for it, or they get really, really busy and life happens and whatever, right? And so that is the reason why someone may take a little bit longer, but I'm willing to hold space for them for that little bit longer, as long as we're communicating, they're taking action, and I'm here to support my clients get results, not just to make money. I shared this on day one. I'm not in this for the money. I have an offline business that brings all the money that I need. So that is all, gorgeous ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I look forward to talking to some of you in Messenger. Thanks for watching. Bye.